WWE SummerSlam Night 1 results. Seth Rollins cashes in on CM Punk, becomes new champion. After CM Punk defeated Gunther to become the new WWE World Heavyweight Champion at WWE SummerSlam Night 1 on Saturday at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey, rival Seth Rollins cashed in his Money in the Bank contract and immediately pinned Punk to take his belt. Punk had won a gauntlet match last month on Raw to earn the right to challenge Gunther for the championship. Night 1 began with former members of the Bloodline, cousins Roman Reigns and Jey Uso, teaming up once again to defeat Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed in a tag team match. Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss came together to defeat Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez. And Tiffany Stratton defended her WWE Women's Championship against Jade Cargill. Then country music artist Jelly Roll made his professional wrestling debut in a tag team with Randy Orton. Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul introduced Jelly Roll to pain by bullying the newcomer over and over again on their way to the win. ESPN combat reporter Andreas Hale brings you all the highlights and the biggest moments and more from Night 1 of SummerSlam. WWE SummerSlam Night 1. CM Punk defios, Gunther, Seth Rollins def. CM Punk for WWE World Heavyweight Championship. This was a classic battle between a grizzled seasoned veteran and a violent champion, where Gunther was at his most brutal version as he tore through CM Punk with his stiff chops, kicks, and slams. Punk fought valiantly early on but was succumbing to the bludgeoning that Gunther had dealt. There were plenty of near falls from Gunther's power bombs and various moves, but Punk was resilient and survived just long enough to get his opportunity. Once again, in what has become a disturbing trend, Gunther's hubris would be the cause of his demise. With victory seemingly in hand, Gunther began to celebrate prematurely on the outside of the ring. The champion had his back turned as he played to the crowd on top of the commentary table, and Punk sprang to action, yanking Gunther's legs from beneath him and sending him face first into the table. Gunther would emerge from his fall, bloodied and disoriented. When he rolled back into the ring, Punk nailed him with a pair of go-to-sleep finishers to get the win. Punk finally became a champion again after more than a decade, but it would only last for a few minutes because, in an absolute stunner, a supposedly injured Seth Rollins cashed in the Money in the Bank briefcase to devastate CM Punk one more time to become the World Heavyweight Champion. It was a brilliantly orchestrated plan that began several weeks ago at Saturday night's main event, when Rollins was supposedly injured in his match against LA Knight and was to be sidelined for months. However, it was all a ruse to get payback on CM Punk. Following Punk's victory over Gunther, Rollins emerged from backstage on crutches with Paul Heyman holding the MITB briefcase. It initially looked as if Rollins was simply calling his shot for when he returned from injury. Instead, Rollins dropped the crutches to a massive pop from the crowd, headed to the ring, and smashed the briefcase into Punk's head and back several times before formally cashing in the briefcase for his title opportunity. For good measure, Rollins hit the curb stomp to pin Punk and regain the title he lost to Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania in 2024. Seth Rollins is the master of the MITB briefcase and once again has thwarted his nemesis. A strong finish to a relatively underwhelming event.